Alrighty, class. So, hello again. um, Today we will be going over how to use the bubble.us website in order to create a word bubble for persuasive writing prompts. As you can see, I'm already logged on, and I have the prompt right in front of me. So the prompt that I have chosen to write about is, should school uniforms become mandatory within Pacific school systems? So the first step in writing this prompt would be deciding whether am I for or am I against school uniforms. So in a sense, that will be the first step in deciding in what direction my first paragraph or my introductory paragraph will go. So in order for me to create a new bubble, I would click this, and it says Control Enter for one to connect. As you can see, the little branch here, add child. So this would be the parent bubble. Or this one would be add a separate bubble which is not connected to what I'm talking about. So because I am trying to connect this, I would press Control Enter. And then here we have the connecting bubble, which would be my first paragraph. Now, as stated before, within the first paragraph, again, I will connect another bubble. I would want to include my hook. What kind of hook will you use? So as you guys know, there's various other kinds of hooks that we can use, which we've used in your expository and letter writing. You can use, sorry, that was a mistake. So you can use a rhetorical question. You can use a wow statement. Whichever you choose, but of course you definitely want to make sure that you grab the reader's attention. This is most important of all. Connected to this, now we have, again, Control Enter, right? From this, we have, give us a little bit of background. What is the prompt about? How does this connect to what you know? What does this connect to how you feel? And then, most importantly, we're going to connect this to another bubble. And we want to talk about your position. Where do you stand? So, me personally, I am for uniforms. And the reason I am for uniforms, again, you want to create a bubble. And this is an important part of your paragraph because you definitely want to talk about, or this is the best way to bring up, the 3 supporting paragraphs that come after your introduction. What are the 3 things that you plan on talking about within those supporting paragraphs that will back up what you are saying? So I would do a Control Enter, and I would do from here, number 1 reason, it creates unity. I believe school uniforms do create unity within the school environment. Oops, sorry. Let's do that again. So, creates school unity. Let's write that as number 1. So, also, guys, remember that you can move this around. So if you feel like it's getting a little bit too congested or you just want things to look a little bit closer, you can definitely do that. So number 1, it creates school unity. I'm going to spread this out a little bit because I plan on expanding on all 3 of my body paragraphs once I am done. So, create school unity. Number 2, Control Enter again. My second supporting reason why I believe that uniforms should be implemented into the Pacific school system is because it costs less money. And I will expand on that once I come up with my third reason. My third reason I just want to move this over just so I can have some space. And then my third reason, Control Enter again, would be I believe that it will create less bullying within the school system, which is extremely important, and we can also expand on that. Now, personally, I believe that it is best for students to save their most impactful reason either being the first paragraph or the third paragraph of your supporting paragraph, only because if you think about it this way, when you're taking the PARCC exam, it is important to think about time, right? So when you're thinking about time, you should definitely think about what is the most important paragraph that I know I can get to and I know I can have the most to say about. Which place would I want to put that in? So most would say first, I say third, but that is up to your discretion and your writing style, which we have been talking about and developing within the class. As I was saying, so from now here, we would come up with our supporting details. So create school unity. One way that you might want to talk about how this creates school unity would be some examples that you see in other schools. So maybe in Passaic High School, how is school spirit identified in that school? You can also use examples from movies, shows, just observations. You can also use statistics. The same goes for all three supporting paragraphs. Observations. Maybe you might want to look at a website that sells school uniform in comparison to maybe what the average person sell or buys different school uniform, school clothing for. That would be definitely a great way to go about this specific supporting paragraph. So a comparison between school uniforms and average spending on school clothes. Again, all you would have to do is maybe look at statistics, use Google, use the resources that we definitely offer to you guys through the school website. Again, now with less bullying, you would also want to talk about observations, some examples that you see in different schools, statistics, and overall just a sense of maybe why you believe this. After you guys have not only successfully introduced each supporting paragraph, you have created transitional sentences for the endings of each supporting paragraph, it is important that we do a conclusion. So the conclusion, I'm just going to branch it off from the main bubble at the top because, again, this is all connected, but there really isn't a way to connect the conclusion to all three of these, even though they might be, but you can connect it to anywhere as long as you understand that this is the conclusion bubble. Here, I would Control Enter, and I would place conclusion. Now, I want to move my bubble a little bit away because I want to be able to talk about what I want to talk about freely with some space about the conclusion. So here, I would write Control Enter. Things I want to talk about. I want to restate the introductory paragraph. So obviously my stance on the actual prompt is that I am for school uniforms. I want to also restate why. And my 3 reasons why is that I believe it creates school unity, I believe that it will cost less money, and I believe that it will also cause less bullying. After that, I want to leave an impression with the reader. So maybe most people like to play the advocate and also talk about what the opposing side might say. So, although school uniform, maybe some people believe that it doesn't help with identity, or it doesn't help people express their identity, it does create school unity, it does have parents spend less money, and it also does help with bullying within school systems. Overall, yes, your conclusion should be a restatement of your introductory paragraph, but it should not be exactly what your introductory paragraph is. You should definitely leave some kind of impression on the reader. So now that I see all of these word bubbles, and seeing that it has taken me exactly about 12 minutes to create all these word bubbles, you should not spend more than 15 minutes figuring out or brainstorming what it might be that you want to talk about. Once you have done this, I want you guys to save as in your computer, or you can also print it. I need you guys to print 2 copies of your persuasive essay brainstorming mind map to bring to class tomorrow, so that when you guys do peer edit amongst one another, we can also see what your thought process was when you were writing your paper. I hope this helps, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you. Best of luck, guys.